Hi, welcome back to the channel. Next job on the Royal Enfield 500 Bullet. What I'm going to show you is the correct way of taking this front pipe off. I've seen so many people replacing the front pipe on these bikes, and what they do, this is the O2 sensor. I don't know whether it's difficult for them or whatever the cause is. They don't unplug it in the plug here. I just don't know why. They leave it plugged in and unbolt this and keep twisting it, and what they say is there's enough slack in the wire to not damage it. So I've already cracked this off, but as you see, look, as I start to do this, you can see what's happening. Look, it's starting to twist your wire, so that is just not correct. And what I don't understand is there's two in the side of the plug, just there where my thumbnail is, there's a little clip, and on the other. I think what they're doing is trying to press these clips in to get this plug out. Well, you don't even do that. You can press them as much as you want, you ain't going to get this plug off, believe me. There's a little tap just where my fingernail is. You can just see it there. You should be able to pull that back with your thumb, and it pops off. It's as simple as that. There, you can see it inside now. There, look, just here. All you do is pull that back and it unplugs. I think people are trying to press these things in, the clips, because it looks like that's what holds your plug, but it isn't. It's as simple. I just did it with my saw, with my fingers. Then, once you've cracked that off, put a bit of WD-40 down here as you do it. There we go. Now, that can unscrew without damaging the wiring in there. If you twist these wires out the end of here by just keep turning, like I see other people on YouTube do, it's going to cost you a O2 sensor. Even if it works on the day you do it, if it's twisted, pull it loose in there. When it gets hot, it's going to cause you problems. So just, same old thing really, just do the job right. Don't try and cut corners. Okay, so I'll put the camera on the floor. Let's have a look. Let's see if you can make sure you can see it. There. So look, yeah, it's not the best of places. There's a bolt up here and a bolt in the back. Now, you're either going to get lucky and they come undone, but if these bolts are tight, I advise you put some WD-40 on, maybe let it soak a little bit, because if you can break the stud off, the exhaust stud off, you've got big problems. Let's put a bit of an extension on that. Now, let's try the top one. Yeah. For me, the gods are with me today. As you can see, mine's loose enough to undo with my fingers. There we go. As you can see, front pipe off. Now, like I said, when you take this out, do the job properly, because believe me, if you twist the wires off, it's no good contacting these people on YouTube. It says, oh, this is how you do it. It's cutting corners, you're not doing the job correct, it's going to cost you money. Just do the job right, especially since it's one of the simplest connectors to undo, right? If you want to twist it off, you twist it off. But it's a bodge way of doing it, it's going to cost you money. Or, even worse, it's going to cost you a breakdown while you're riding. So just remember, do the job correct. There's only one way to do something, and that's the right way. This morning, I'm going to fit an exhaust system on, which is new front pipe from Hitchcock's. It says UK made. Now, I went for this pipe because it's as near as damn original bends. They do another one, but it's stainless steel, which I would have liked. But instead of it coming out and following the original, it was quite a bend like that. They call it the classic look, but I just didn't like it. It didn't appeal to me. The stainless side did, but not the pipe. So I bought this one, and they advertise it as copper plated, triple chromed, made in England, which you would have thought was a better make than China or India. Let's have a look at it. Well, it's besides it being quite rusty down there, it's seam tubing, which I thought this might have been seamless tubing. But the other thing is, if you look in here, that's pretty rusty, that is, isn't it? You know, it isn't really going to affect it. It's only surface rust. But me, if I buy something, it wasn't cheap. If you buy something, I want it in new condition, really. But say, as a rule, Hitchcock stuff's pretty good. But I don't think the made in England bit carries much weight on this pipe, do you? Never mind. Right, let's have a look. The other thing about it is, in the original, behind this cover in here, there's a catalytic converter. In here, there isn't. So that does away with one of the catalytic converters. Now, the original silencer, which I want to keep on because I don't like the noise or how they're made. To be honest, looking at my downpipe I've just bought, you can imagine what the silencers are like. They're pretty poor quality, I think. They don't keep the looks long. I mean, considering this is an Indian bike and everything's a bit on the cheap side, this is what, 20... Well, it was registered 2018, so you could say I think it's a 2017 model. You know, it's not bad, is it? I know this is the guard with the chrome, but it's not bad. Even the brackets and everything. So what's that, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. It's over 6 years old, that is. And this pipe is brand new. Brand new, and it looks like that. Which I'm not really happy about, but there's no point in moaning about it. There's nothing I can do. It's if you buy the stuff and you live in England, you can send it back. Now, I did have a look at the returns on Hitchcock's, and on the website it's only if it's damaged or defect goods. I know this could be put down as defect goods, but they'd only stick it back on the shelf, I suppose, and sell it to somebody else, wouldn't they? So I put it on. It's not on the outside. The chroming looks good at the moment. Now I'm expecting this. I know it'll discolour because it's single skin. All single skin exhausts decolour. This will go blue, but that's just how it is. Like, the pipe weighs, I haven't weighed it, but it's a fraction of the original. It really is. Right, anyway, let's have a look what we've got to do. You get this bracket comes with it, and the reason for the cutout square is that has got to go over where the O2 sensor fits in. Right, let me just put this camera down and we'll yeah, that's it. Alright, I'll slide that on. That's scratching the chrome. Now, as you see, when it gets to that, you turn it, then that pops over there. That comes there. Now, I have looked in the exhaust port. I've cleaned that all out. I did offer this pipe up, but this piece is too short. But it does say on the instructions to send, there's 2 gaskets sent. This will need both gaskets fitting in here. So pop them in the port, push them to the back, and the other one on top. Alright. Yeah, some spray. I use this, it's copper grease spray. Right. Pop the pipe in the hole. Right, the bracket won't actually fit on properly. Oh, it might. That's going right back against it, so that wants to be on that way. Let's try again. I'll try it. I'll just try and twitch them up. Turn that around a little bit for you. I think it's going to be touch and go. This is what I thought. Even with the two gaskets, that's no good. That's tight. Right, I better take it off and have to see what we can do. Right, I'll take it off. There is this boss with it. I don't know whether that has to go in first, but that's reducing the size of the inside diameter of the pipe. Let's whip it off again and have a look. Right, I've just knocked that boss in. That's going to make this longer, so that will fit. But let me just get my vernier and we'll have a measure. Right, we started off with 36mm inside diameter. By fitting this boss to it, we're down to 32. Inside diameter of this is 28. So what do? I'd liked it to have been the full diameter coming out of the port into this, but I've already got two gaskets in the cylinder head. This is going to be a fix, but it's reducing the size of the exhaust port. I know the 500 Bullet into a speed machine by any means, is it? But every little bit helps. That's actually going to give me four mil thick, that. So it's quite a step inside. But what choice do I have really? But it's what choice do I have really? I'll just turn the camera off while I make my mind up. Right, I've decided I fitted the reducer in the top of the pipe up here. It's the only way. I already had 2 gaskets in the cylinder head and it's still too loose, it wouldn't tighten up. By putting that in, because it's got quite a thick shoulder on it, it's filled the gap up in the pipe. But it doesn't really matter on this 500 Bullet. Like I say, it's no performance machine, is it? But it's reduced the inside diameter of the pipe. But this pipe doesn't have a catalytic converter here, so that's less restrictive anyway. And even with the reducer, I think the inside bore's maybe 3 mil, I think it was, I measured it, I can't remember now to be honest. Even with the reducer at the top, it's still 3 mil bigger bore than what the original is. So I've not lost nothing, I have gained. No catalytic converter, so it's more free flowing. And I've still got a bigger diameter inside up here than what I had in the original. I'd as sooner it just been straight through, because having a big step inside there is a restriction, and it can cause heat on the exhaust valve. That was my only concern. It's not going to be a problem really, it's just how I like things and how it's turned out. But not to worry. It's the only way it's going to fit. It's an aftermarket part, and this is what you find with aftermarket stuff. It's advertised to fit the bike. Up to now, it's fitted on. It's not quite what I expected, but there's not a lot I can do. Right, anyway, I'm going to get the silencer now, and then we'll slide the silencer on. Now, I'm hoping, I don't know yet, but I'm hoping there's no problems with that. Because looking at this, I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera. This looks to be running slightly downhill. It wants to come up there. It all depends whereabouts the silencer is going to sit relative to the brackets. The further it goes in, the further the pipe runs down. The further it comes out, then it does come level. So I'll get the silencer and we'll fit that on, or offer it up anyway. Let's move this one out of the way. Ooh. Right. One of the things about not having the full flow of the exhaust I wasn't too bothered about is because I'm still fitting the standard factory silencer. This silencer has 2 catalytic converters in it. There's one from here to here, then there's a short one here. So the silencer has plenty of restriction in it. So I've not lost any performance, to be honest. It's just I'm a bit picky. Yeah, I'm not going to moan about it. It's just what it is, and that's it. Right, let's offer this silencer up and let's see how it's going to sit on here. Right. Okay. About ready to put the silencer on. Slide it on there. Just a bit of a tip I use, where in there you often see people say use exhaust paste. Exhaust paste, it's alright, you put it on, but as soon as it heats up it sets hard, then it cracks, then it falls out. Now, years and years ago I used to race in the British Championship Enduros in the UK, and one season I rode a Husselberg 501 4-stroke, and the exhaust system was made of stainless and it was in 5 parts, and it used to slide it together and it just had springs on it that held it together. It used to pop and bang because it was sucking air in. And the guy says to me, he says, oh, you want to seal that up with I tried a gasket cement and it didn't hardly last a race. And he says, use silicon sealer. Silicon sealer? I said, it's fucking Husselberg, not a bath. And he says, no, honest, he says, put silicon sealer in. And I put silicon sealer in and I expected it just to melt and burn. Never did. Never leaked, never backfired anymore. And I've always, on exhaust joints, if I've got to slide something together, I use silicon sealer, just your normal bathroom silicon sealer. It won't leak, it doesn't burn off, it doesn't set, it's always soft like. So maybe another little tip, good or useless, whichever you want to look at it. Right, let's get this silencer on. Now, that's going to go in front, isn't it? It's got to do. Oops. Okay, I slid the silencer on, I bolted it up here. I pulled the silencer in line where I should think it should be. I've left it slack on the bracket under there, look. And this is still slack in the head. So what I'm going to do now, let's get my socket. Stand that on here. Yeah, you can see there. And twitch this up gently but evenly. Best off doing this by eye so you can see that the bracket is looking flush to the boss on the exhaust. Right, now I'm a big person, as you know, for using a torque wrench. There will be a torque wrench setting for this, but this is one of the jobs I wouldn't use torque wrench on, because you've got the exhaust gasket behind there, which is well, not soft, but it will crush down, this will. So pull it up even. Don't over tighten the nuts. The reason I say that is once you've run this, you might get away with it never ever leaking again. But once it's been run a little bit and got hot, you'll find if you put your socket on here, these won't be loose, but they won't be tight like you had them before. So just keep twitching them up until she's not blowing, if it is blowing. If it don't blow, just do them by hand, use your common sense really, because it's so easy to snap a stud in the cylinder head and then you've got big problems, don't you? Right, next job, O2 sensor. Now I did say about taking it out, unplugging it not bodging it and twisting your wires up like this. So now we can put that back in here. Right, 17mm spanner. It's got a copper washer on it. I haven't replaced the copper washer, it'll not leak. That's plenty. Another thing, don't go over tightening it. Now I can even see before I do anything on this bike, even this pipe is a lot further out than the original was. If I'd had the stainless steel one, I know they come right out like that. When you was on full lock, I'm going to be okay on this, plenty of room, but I would say the other one, it might be getting close, I don't know. Well, that's not going to bother me because I ain't got one ever. But I just noticed that the O2 sensor's further out. This was quite near the frame before. Now this, you just plug it back in, fitted. That's it, job done. I shall fasten that back to the frame along with the other wiring so I can keep it neat. You shouldn't be able to see that when the tank's back on. Now all I've got to do, I don't know if you can see that. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Just going to tighten the clamp underneath now. Right, suck it up, can it go well? Same here, don't go crazy on it, because you can just stretch it, pull that all the way together. If it didn't snap, if it started to blow and you needed to twitch it up, you've got nothing left, have you? That's more than tight. Now that is solid on the bike. Yeah. There we go. Just got to polish it all up, get the fingerprints off. Let me stand back. Yeah, I think that looks quite nice, really. Like I said, we'll give it a polish up. That's that job done. A little bit disappointed with my pipe I bought. Looks alright now it's on. We'll see how it goes. But not really going to moan. I'm not going to say nothing to Hitchcocks because I'm a very, very, very picky person. To me though, if I buy something brand new, I expect it to look like brand new, not rusted to hell like, but the outside's good. And as soon as it's run, that rust will disappear and I'll never see it again. It's just how I am, innit? Right, well, hope this was useful to you. Yeah, if you like the video, click like, thumbs up. Subscribe, of course, because it does help the channel. Any comments, leave them down below. You know I always read them and we always answer everybody's comment, and there's usually quite a lot. So, right, I'll see you in the next video, which will, let me see, probably changing the handlebars. Right, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.